By the end of this video, you would have learned how to make one of the tastiest curries ever. Hi faves, welcome to my YouTube channel. For this recipe, we're going to be using some bell peppers, carrots and some eggs. So for our eggs, we're going to boil them because we're not using any other type of protein for this recipe. Typically with this recipe, people use chicken, turkey and so on, but this is a budget friendly version of the recipe, so we're using eggs for this. I bought a total number of 6 eggs, and now it's time for us to prep our veggies. The first veggie I'll be prepping is my red bell pepper. I'm going to remove the seed and then I'm going to be showing you the shape that I will be cutting the pepper. You can either choose to cut your pepper into strips or you can cut it into chunks like I'm about to do. But either ways, your curry is going to come out nice if you follow this recipe to the T. Now, this is how you want to cut your peppers. You want to cut them to be squares, not rectangles. So you want to cut them to be squares like this, and then you're just going to continue to use your knife to do the magic. I prefer to use this shape because I just like how it makes the curry looks after it is done, you know. So maybe for like stir fries, I would use the strips, but for curries, I like to cut my peppers into this shape. Please do note that we'll be using the 3 types of bell peppers to give the food a balance of color, taste, and everything that you might desire in a food. So the next bell pepper we're going to be prepping now is our green bell pepper. Just like I did for the red bell pepper, you're going to cut it into squares, not rectangles. Squares, please. Make sure to remove the seed as this is not part of the recipe and will not be needed in that. Also, these white things that are usually in the middle should also be removed, like you can see me do in this video. At this point, I'm removing the second seed and then I'm going to proceed to start cutting my pepper into my desired shape. Like I said, we're cutting into squares, not rectangles. So cut your peppers like this first and then still go ahead and cut them into 2 so that they can form squares and not rectangle. Once I'm done with the green bell peppers, I'll proceed to the yellow bell pepper and repeat the same process like I have done with the other ones. Okay. I will ensure that the seed is removed and the white stuff in between the pepper is also removed, and then I'll cut it into squares. I'm done with the bell peppers, I'll move on to the carrots. I'm using this crinky, what do they call this type of cutter, to give the food more dynamics and make it more look interesting. So I'll just cut this. If you don't have this cutter, you can totally use your knife, but I found that this shape would make your soup or your sauce look very much interesting. Now I'll move on to the onions and cut the onions the same shape that I have been cutting the bell peppers so that they can form a uniform shape. I'm done with the prepping, this is what we have. This is our bell peppers, our veggies, and I'll also be using some pepper in this recipe. Okay, don't go anywhere, just stay with me. By now our eggs would have been boiled, so we'll just go ahead and peel them, and then we'll be using some corn flour for this recipe. I used 2 tablespoons of corn flour, and then I'm just going to transfer it into a bowl and add some water to dilute this. This will serve as a thickener for the sauce, and it is really good in sauces, and it just makes everything come together. Now let's begin to cook. In a pot, we're going to add some vegetable oil, and then we're going to add some chopped onions to this, and then we're going to saute this for a while. You want to saute this so that your onions do not turn green when you're finally going to add your liquids. Now you're going to add in some pepper. Yes, don't worry, your ancestors will be proud of you for doing this, okay? Because we are Nigerians. And then you're going to add some thyme to this and some curry. That's what this is called anyways, a curry. So you're going to allow this to fry together, allow them to form a holy matrimony before adding your carrots, which is the hardest veggies. So you add your carrot first so that it begins cooking before the others. After which you will add your mixed veggies and then just continue to stir fry on low heat. And then after stir frying for a while, you go in with your seasoning and salt. This is to season all your veggies and even your sauce base. So you mix everything thoroughly to combine, and on a low heat you will still keep mixing everything before going in with some water. I went in with 1.5 cup of water, and then I mixed everything together. Okay, my veggies are not overcooked at this point, and this is my eggs peeled. I'll be poking some holes into them so that they have like space for all the orishirishi nutrients to enter them and they are not just bland. I'll transfer the eggs to the sauce base, and then I will mix it together and allow the eggs to form a good relationship with the sauce base. Okay, I'll mix this properly in there like so, and just allow it to marinate in that goodness. After that has happened, I will be introducing my cornstarch slurry at this point, and then I'll just transfer this to that and then mix it together. At first it's not going to look as if anything has happened, but just give it like 1 or 2 minutes and then you will see the creamy deliciousness that has just gone on in your pot. Okay, just give it about 1 to 2 to 3 minutes, and then you will see the beauty of adding the cornstarch slurry. I think it's about to come out now, and you see how thickened and it's not watery, it's giving everything it needs to give, and how yum and delicious looking this is. So just pair this with anything that you like, or your rice most especially. Okay, and I'll be using Bugatti, or also called basmati rice, for this recipe. Don't mind me, but I just decided to call it Bugatti because it's now so expensive. And then I'll be eating 2 eggs because I want the gods to be jealous of me, and even all the rich people in Nigeria to be jealous of me, because eggs are now no longer cheap. So this is how to make this egg slurry. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned a thing or two. I'll see you in my next one. Bye faves, love you.